Well, hey folks, how's it going? I hope you guys are all doing really good. Uh, if you're new to the channel, my name is Jake Hallett. I am a guitar player, guitar collector, guitar repairman, and pretty much anything that has to do with the six string illness we all have. So today I'd like to show you some of my collection, and I'm going to probably have to do two parts on this. There's a lot of stuff you can't see right now, and I'll show you why and explain. Well, maybe we'll do like electrics first, and then acoustics, and maybe amps, something like that. Try to break it up so it's not so monotonous. Uh, this is episode 400 on this channel, which is mind-boggling to me. It doesn't even seem, it just seems like a blink. I started this channel in June of 2023. And I've tried to post videos, daily when I can. Some days I can't. It all depends how I feel. I have multiple sclerosis, and now I'm getting carpal tunnel in both hands too. So it's kind of limited some days. It's usually pretty easy though. I don't rehearse anything. It's all unscripted. I do all this alone, and I just kind of wing it and have fun every day if I can for 10 or 15 minutes. This is going to be a little longer than that, but we're still going to have a lot of fun. So, like and subscribe if you haven't. That would help me out a ton. And I got a lot of videos on guitar lessons, guitar demos, amp demos, gear repair, lots of hacks and tips, and maintenance stuff. So go ahead and check out my playlist if you want. And there's a lot of stuff there. All right, so let's get to it. And we'll just take a walk around the room here, and I'll kind of give you the lay of the land here. Okay, let's get in there. Okay, guys, so I'm in my little control room here. This is where I record and stuff. I still got a bunch of, older outboard gear that I've had. I still use these workstations. I'm not into Pro Tools or anything. I'm just kind of old school. I don't do a lot of editing. I use a punch pedal, and that's how I learned. I learned with an 8-track Tascam reel-to-reel tape machine. I went through the ADAT thing and all that, and then into these, and these seem to work okay for me. So until these are done, I'll probably just stay, away from Pro Tools for now. I know it's pretty handy, but we'll see. Maybe someday. I'm just kind of intimidated by the learning curve, but you got to start somewhere. I learned how to do this stuff, so I'm sure I could do it. But I got some old Claricon air suspension speakers that I mix with. I've had them for years. And these two, I don't know what these are. They have just a single round speaker that's facing up. Then there's a diffuser that almost mirrors the cone of the speaker and deflects sound in 4 directions because there's grill cloth on all 4 sides. Really bizarre. I've never seen any like it since. I bought those beside the road for $1 a piece many years ago, and I've rocked them out for a long time. They sound great. Okay, so here's a little ISO room just off, from the control room here. Again, don't mind the mess. That's something I'm going to be doing here within the next couple days. I need to clean this out so I can start using it again. It's good for doing vocals, putting an amp in here and blasting it, and or just isolating musicians. Got a good line of sight out to the drummer in the live room. And there's another window here. You can see the engineer, which is kind of handy too. So that's basically my little studio setup. It's just for personal use. I don't hire it out anymore or anything. Did a few records for people, but I just like doing my own thing. So, okay, here's some of the stuff that you guys didn't see in the beginning of the video. And no, they don't make amplifiers. That's my own little touch there, but, you gotta be different. There's stuff stashed everywhere here, guys. There's amps tucked in every corner. There's guitars tucked in every corner. I have more guitars that are not in this room. Yeah, it got out of hand at some point, but, I've seen worse habits. This one at least pays you back, I guess, if you sell them in the right time frame. Bunch of super strats down there, bunch of old amps, and just a bunch of Stratocasters here. I actually don't own an American-made Stratocaster. Some Mexican ones there, and some Squires, and some Pats casters, and stuff like this laying around. There's another one of my rat rod builds there. Really cool guitar. So a lot of old amps. I got a bunch of pedals and microphones and some cool stuff on those shelves too we'll get into. So yeah, it's going to take more than one video to go through all this. Those cases are not empty. Those are full of guitars, so there might be a couple empty cases there, but not more than two, I'm sure. I honestly can't remember all of them. It's got to the point where I have too many, so it will take us a few videos. I do remember this one. This was the first real guitar that I got right here. I just refretted it. I got to get some new tuners for it. And it was kind of cool to play it again, really. That was a struggle. The action was really high. I tried as hard as I could on that thing. I know that. Hurt my fingers, too. But, you got to pay your dues. That's what it is. Okay, so I got a table set up here. I think what we'll do is just set up the camera stand, and I'll get you guys set up, and I'll just start, bringing guitars to and from, and I'm going to leave the camera rolling right in real time. It never fails. I'll try to pause it, hit the wrong button, and hit stop or erase it. So we'll just do it like that. So I think we'll start right here. This is a rack of some of my Telecasters, and we'll start with them. I'll put those on the table, and then these ones I can just kind of walk down through and do some nice videos on all the guitars that are hanging. So we'll start with these and get these out of the way, and we'll just go from there. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, we got a Schecter PT Custom here. Very cool guitar. Really pretty too. I love the top on it. It's just a beauty. And it's two humbuckers. And it does have a splitter for the rear one, which is really nice. And I love how they did the string through over the ABR. Really nice touch. It does sustain quite well too. It's got a carved top, like a Les Paul. Nice quilted maple. And it's mahogany back and sides. Duncan designed pickups as well. It's just a really fun guitar to play. It's like a Les Paul Telly hybrid, basically. And so the PT Custom, Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey played some Schecters in the Eminence Front video, if you guys remember. And they never endorsed him or anything like that. And then they come out with this model and just called it the PT Custom. So they didn't use his name, just his initials, I guess. So from what I understand, he didn't get a penny for any of that. Not that he's hurting for money, but I just thought that was kind of funny. Okay, so let's dig out a few more here. I'm just going to leave the camera running too, folks. We'll do it right in real time. Okay. Now this one here is this is a patch caster, and it's a really good one too. This is an ash body. Somebody had painted it, and it's still kind of transparent. You can see the grain, up close. It wasn't professionally done, but it's good enough. That doesn't bother me. It's got Lindy Fralins in it. It's got Sozo caps, all good electronics and switches and pots. It's got a compensated brass saddle set up there and an aftermarket bridge plate. The neck is massive. This is the biggest profile neck I've ever owned. It's like a D. I mean, it's huge. If you look, at this this scallop here at the right angle, you can see how deep it is. So it's a big fat one. One piece, no cap either. It's solid. Got the vintage style tuners on it. And it's just a cool guitar. Really fun to play. Really resonant. The big neck does do something for the sustain and whatnot too. That guitar is just really different and a lot of fun. Okay, let's get another one out. I hope you guys don't mind waiting just a second like that. I'll try to make the changes quick. I don't have to keep pausing the camera. So this is basically the mirror to the one we just looked at. It's just black and white instead of the opposite. This has got a Wilkinson bridge plate, compensated saddles, Sozo caps, and good switches. I can't remember what the pickups are. They may be aftermarket. I can't remember. Again, these are like Mexican modded Telecasters is what you're looking at here. And these are really good ones. I've tried to keep all the best guitars that I've come across, in my travels. So what you're going to see is all the stuff that I've considered good enough to keep. I've probably given away and sold at least 50 guitars in my life too. So I've handled a lot over the years, folks. Okay, so another cool one. Let's dig out another one here. Okay, here's something you don't see every day. We got a PV Generation Series, made in USA. It's got a really pretty top on it, nice quilt, and there you have it. Whammy bar, lock and nut on a telly with actives. And it also has a splitter back here, three-way switch, and a Kayla Spider trim system. Made in USA. I'm going to say this was probably in the late 80s, mid to late 80s, somewhere around there. Again, just a beautiful guitar, really pretty, really fun to play. It's contoured. It's not carved. It's not a carved top like the Schecter or a Les Paul, but the edges are kind of contoured too. It's really comfortable to play, and the guitar sounds amazing. This has been in the collection for a long time. My father actually owned this and gave it to me, and he's had it for many years and played it a ton. And it's still in great shape. There's a lot of play life left. So, again, just another great Telecaster. All right. Okay, guys, here we have a made in Japan Fender Teleacoustic. This is from the 80s. I think they only made these ones 1 year, if I remember right. And I owned one from like the 90s, something like that, early 2000s maybe. That was plastic back and sides and it had like a silver sparkle top. This one here is all wood. Uh, there's not a lot of these out there. It's an amazing instrument, and it's got the same neck profile as the Telecasters we were just looking at. It's just like an electric. I play 10 gauge acoustic strings on it. It's really fun. You can bend strings, you can play licks and do all that kind of stuff with it. And it's just got a great sound plugged in, which is really, really hard to impress me with an acoustic guitar plugged in. It just usually doesn't do it for me, but this is one of the good ones. I really do love the sound of it. Uh, it's been a great instrument for sure. So you don't see them much anymore. Like I said, these are kind of rare, and I know they make new ones now, and they're not cheap. But if you ever see one of these kicking around, you might want to look it over. It's made in Japan, like I said. Really nice instrument. Okay, let's press on. Okay, now we're getting into some fun stuff. This is what I like to call the fun caster. All right, any parts caster. They're fun. And once it's done, it's done. If you bang it into a mic stand, it's just another beauty mark. It's a free one, you know. You didn't have to really put much effort into it. So this used to be a Stratocaster. The body was at least, not like a Fender one. I hope not. I don't know. Anyways, I cut the upper bout off with a handsaw only because the chainsaw wouldn't run that day. And, I was just experimenting. I'd like to take a guitar and just keep modifying it and see what I can do to it and see how far I can take it. So, this is one of those examples. It amazingly sounds really great and plays like a dream. It's like an HSS basically with a 5-way. Nice maple neck. I did my own string tree here with a piece of stainless TIG wire. Works great. Again, I did the relic work myself, just experimental type stuff, but starting to get that nice scaly look and getting some marks on it. It's got a nice classy Grateful Dead State of Maine pin on it that a friend gave me. Shout out to him. He's up in Alaska. Big Deadhead and big fan of music in general. So anyway, these are really fun. I enjoy building stuff like this. It always makes me smile when you take a pile of junk and parts and put it together, and all of a sudden, wham! You got something that's just unique, and they always seem to sound good. Every time I do this, they come out to be something special, which is really cool. I should do more of it, but again, I'm kind of running out of room here, folks. So, but I'm gonna keep this one. This is a good one. I'm gonna probably do some more mods to it. It's got a new old stock DiMarzio humbucker in the back and a couple American Fender Stratocaster pickups in it. All good parts, the internals are all great. It's nice and light too. Okay, let's get another one out. Okay, here's something you don't see every day. Saturday night special, professional guitars. This was like a box store guitar, like service merchandise, one of those catalog stores, right, from the 80s. Definitely a tip of the hat towards Charvel, Kramer, the Eddie style guitars that everybody was trying to build. Uh, I can't even remember where I picked this up. It wasn't much money. Uh, it'd be a great guitar for a kid. It is fun to play and it sounds really good though too. So sometimes I just, bring it in the shop and just leave it there to have a guitar to noodle on. I have recorded some tracks with this, believe it or not. It's just really cool. It's really live. It's got a lot of sustain and it just really vibrates the small body quite well. It's a fun one for sure. Okay, let's get one more out here. Okay. Another fun caster. I love this guitar. This is one of the greatest Telecasters on planet Earth, in my opinion. This was another experiment. This was a Squire I bought from a guy that lived down the road who was moving. It was brand new, shiny new, $50. I had to do it, so I reliced it as much as I could, and she's got some good dings on it. I did it in the right places though. You can't, I hate some of these relic jobs. They put you don't get wear down here on this. That's not where they wear. It wears where your arms are hitting it, where your belt buckle's hitting it. Uh, but it was a fun project, and the neck it was lightly reliced. I've played pretty much. That's pretty much all legit playware now. Uh, I got some cool tricks though on relic work. Uh, I'll share with you guys sometime. This has got the old flat pole pickup in it. I don't know, guys. It was just something about this guitar. This pickup has got about an extra 10%, not 5. It's just amazing. And this thing, it's just crazy good. Uh, I took the cover off the lipstick pickup, which I may change someday, although I don't mind it right now. But the back one was so hot. Usually the front ones, thick and loud and really kind of blows them away. And don't get me wrong, this is thin. It's got that nice honk to it. But I had to take the cover off the neck pickup so I could get a little more out of it. It's pretty close though. I don't mind it right now, like I said. The neck on that guitar is just absolutely amazing. It's one of the best feeling Telecasters I ever held in my hand. And they don't have to have a big price tag to gain that title. That's kind of what I gauge my stuff by. It's never by the price tag. It's the first impression is the feel, the look, the tone, all that comes into play real quick. Now, I think it's cool to have one guitar that you call it a beater or whatever. Buy a cheap one, relic it, ding it up, and just keep that one for, around the house. Something you don't mind if it gets a little dusty and gets dings on it and, the kids knock it over or whatever. This has fell over right on a cement floor before, and it was just, it hit the floor and the guitar was doing this. Like a quarter's spinning before it falls. I'm not even kidding you. And my neighbor was here that night. We picked it up and I strummed a chord and it was right in tune. I mean, exactly. Just a tough instrument all the way around. And I wouldn't take it, I wouldn't trade that for a brand new American Telecaster. Maybe not even two of them. Maybe, I don't know. I'd have to think about it, but that guitar is just amazing, and it's just to prove a point. You don't have to spend a ton of money to get a good one. This is my opinion on that. Okay, if you want a good guitar, I don't care if it's a Squire, if it's an Epiphone, whatever it is, you got to dig through the pile. If this was an American made Telly, or if it was an American Les Paul, uh, they're not. Every tree's different, right? So you got to think about it like that. You need to dig through a lot of guitars to find the ones that speak to you, and then when you do, you keep them, and you'll end up like me, trapped in a room full of guitars. I guess. I don't know, but that's kind of the theory behind my collecting. It's not for, bragging rights. It's not to have a ton of guitars. It's just to have uh, really nice guitars that kind of sound a little different from each other. That's what keeps me playing them, It's just an enjoying thing to pick up something different that really feels good to you, and it kind of brings back the memory of why you held on to it. So anyways, this is my baby. This is a fun one here for sure. Okay, let's find another one. Okay, well, this is electric too. I told you I'd mix it up a little bit. This is an Ibanez. The model's kind of funky. GA, what is that? A 35 TCE. Maybe you guys can read it in there. Maybe you can't. I don't know. There it is anyway. Ibanez. Very nice instrument. It's classical, thin line, and it's electrified. Check out the video I did covering the Sting tune called Fragile on this guitar. Plugged into my pedal board that I usually play my electrics through, and just my cell phone in the room. It really sounds great. Mahogany back and sides, and spruce top, I think. Seems to look like spruce. It's hard to tell sometimes with the stain. It has a small profile neck too, which is really nice. It plays really easy, and it's got a nice preamp in it. Like I said, it is electrified. I highly recommend these guitars. You should have one classical if you're in a recording application. It's always good to have one. And this one has high and low Z too. Another great feature for recording right there. It really is a well-built instrument. It sounds really nice. Sounds nice unplugged too. Very comfortable to play. It's really thin, so plugged in, it'll blow you away. Again, just a really fun guitar to play. All right, let me see what else I got here. Well, let's see. Figured we'd just I'll take some of the ones that are out on the stands, and then we'll take a walk around and do the ones that are hanging. Okay, so here's another one. This was a first act guitar, all right? This was pink, and it had flames on it, like pink flames. You could buy these at like Target, Walmart, or whatever. Under $100, I think. I didn't pay much for it, maybe 20, 30 bucks. I don't know. It was just like new. And I plugged it in, and I was absolutely floored at how loud the pickups were and how nice it sounded. It just blew me away. The body shape's really cool too. So I sprayed this one with a rattle can. It was a terrible paint job. It was old paint, and it is what it is. It's good enough. It's not pink. Maybe I should have left it pink. I don't know. I like the orange though. It's kind of like a metallic paint, really heavy flake in the. Check those pickups out. They remind me of like Gretsch style Filtertrons, something like that. Now this is the third neck I've had on this guitar. Okay, uh, I've just never really had the right one on it until this one. Now, a few videos back, you guys probably saw this one came in missing a headstock. So I made the headstock out of mahogany and splined it onto the neck. And that was about a week or so ago when I did that, maybe longer. And I bolted it on the guitar. That's probably when it was. It was probably a week ago when I bolted it on the guitar. Uh, Came up this morning. It's been sitting for about a week, like I said. I strummed a chord on it, and it was right in tune. So that tells me that the headstock and the spline work is holding really well. Nothing's moved. This is one heck of an instrument. I've always kind of wanted an Explorer, and this is kind of a cheap way of. It's not an Explorer style body, but it kind of gives me that vibe, and it looks kind of cool. But the sound of this thing is so amazing. There are some videos of it, me playing it and whatnot. We'll do some more too. Really fun, and not a lot of money wrapped up in this, so you don't have to spend $1 billion to get a killer guitar. You just got to put a little work into it. It's not for everybody. I understand that, but if you're any type of a craftsman, and you got to have some patience too, and a few certain tools to do this stuff, but it's out there, and you can take several inexpensive guitars and turn them, the parts into one really great instrument. And it happens a lot. So, again, you'll see more of this one. I'll be playing this one in videos and whatnot real soon. So let's get a couple more out. This one here is a Burzwood. I'd never heard of one of these. You guys ever heard of a Burzwood? This one's kind of funky. It had a looper in it that you put an SD card in. Really bizarre. Now I just peeled the plastic off the pickguard on this. And I don't know, this must be 15, 20 years old. It sounds really, really nice. It's got a lot of quack and cluck, more than some of the Strats that I have. Again, this was inexpensive, probably an Amazon guitar. Look how thick the fretboard is on that thing. It's got a nice neck. The frets are all nice. I did some work to it, cleaned everything up and, intonated it. And it's a really fun guitar, really comfortable. Kind of reminds me of maybe an Ibanez shaped body or something. Again, they're out there. I'm not saying it's the greatest sounding guitar in the world, but it's certainly not the worst. That's for sure. And it plays really well. So, again, I'd never heard of this brand or anything. It was another really inexpensive one. So, okay, so here we go. Let's take a look at this one. We got a Squire Mustang here. Now, if you guys take notice of this, there's no trem system on this one, okay? The reason is because I took it off. I threw that in the trash and stripped the springs out underneath it, okay? Then I took a top loader hardtail bridge and bolted it to the plate where the trem used to be. And there was two big holes here that I put this piece of African ebony on just to cover the holes. It works good. You can kind of rest the cheek of your palm on there. It really is really unnoticeable when you're playing it. And I will say one thing, that completely changed this guitar 100%. It sustains so much better than it did, and it stays in tune, and you can intonate the thing. I just couldn't do it before. The other bridge, you could move it, like rock it back and forth. It was just a horrible setup and a terrible system. So I took care of it, and I've played the guitar a ton since I did it. Whereas I wasn't playing the instrument at all before because of just the intonation issues and not staying in tune. And these are a fun guitar, really fun. It's got a short scale. I have really short hands, so these guitars feel really good to play. And you can get that out of phase sound with it. Just a really unique and fun guitar to play. All right, let's take a look, see what else we got here. Well, I might as well throw that one out. Okay, so I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Again, this is electrified too. This is a Groon Versatar. I just bought this September 2023 when I was in Nashville. Me and my friend and neighbor and our wives went to Nashville for a week. Had a really fun time, and made it to George Groon's store, which was amazing. He has a really awesome store there, folks. If you're ever in Nashville, you want to check that out. He's got the best selection of Martin guitars I've ever seen in my life. And these too. This is his own company that he started, and my neighbor bought one the first day we were there. He bought number 15, and this is number 21. I don't know if you guys can make that out or not, but signed by George. This is made of cedar top, and Nicaraguan rosewood back and sides. This was the very first guitar they made out of this wood. And when he told me that, I had to have it. Not because of that. It was more of, after playing it, he played it, my neighbor played it, which was cool. I got to have somebody play the guitar that I was going to buy so I could listen to it. That's a really good tip. If you're ever in a store and you're thinking about buying a guitar, play it yourself. And even if it's a stranger in there looking at guitars, just ask them, say, hey, could you play something on this for me so I could hear it, Then you get a good read of what it sounds like being played as well. This has got the LR Baggs hi-fi system in it too. The best sounding acoustic guitar plugged in I've ever played, hands down. Really cool design work here. The truss rod goes all the way to the end of the fretboard. It doesn't stop back here. It's dual action. George had his hands in this. I know it does resemble the Tacoma guitars that he was involved in too, which were very nice as well. I have no complaints about this thing. It's just been a pleasure to play. I've recorded some stuff with it. I'm starting to wear the top. It is what it is. It's just a great instrument, and I really enjoy playing it. So if you get a chance, try these out. They're really thin. It's not that thick, not like a dreadnought, all right? I mean, there's my hand across it. You would not believe the volume and the bass response. It's amazing how loud this thing is, and the bass strings sound like a acoustic bass almost. It's just really, really noticeable the first time you strum a chord on one. Very nice instrument, very well made, and a lot of fun to play. All right, let's keep going. Okay, we're going to mix it up a little bit again. We got here's a Washburn bass. This is an XB102 Bantam series. Okay. This was very inexpensive when I bought it. The first digital workstation I bought, they had a deal on these, like AMS, a Musician's Friend, one of them. It was $99 free shipping, and I needed a bass to start recording with. So this is a short scale bass, which is really guitar player friendly. It's easy to switch over from playing electric guitars to this. It feels more like that versus a long scale bass. So it's really nice that way. Has a 3-way switch. And this bass records so nice, and we use it jamming a lot too. It's got a lot of mid-range punch and cut, and it's got that nice woody kind of acoustic bass sound. It's just a killer bass. It really is. I couldn't get rid of it. I don't even know how I'd replace it, honestly. It's like a piece of gold in the studio here. We always, when there's bass stuff that needs to be done, this is the first thing that gets plugged in, more than likely. And it's really fun to play. Again, like I said, it's short scale. It kind of feels like a guitar with bass strings on it. So another good tip, if you're not a bass player but you're playing bass on tracks in your studio, these little short scale basses are really a good thing to look into, and they're not that expensive either. So again, we'll press on. Let me see what else I got kicking around here. I hope you guys ain't getting bored yet. Like I said, I'm not going to pause the camera. I'm just going to let it roll, and it just takes me a second to go grab one. Got a Area Pro 2 JS Series reverse. Super Strats, guys, right? Remember those, don't you? I took this in on trade from a guy in town that wanted an acoustic guitar, and he acquired this somehow and really wasn't looking to get into playing electrics and just wanted to stay with the acoustics. So we did a swap, and I ended up with this. This plays really easy. First of all, HSS. It's just, it's a piece of guitar history, 80s. A lot of fun, not super high value, but it is what it is, and it is fun to play. I can remember if you had one of them, like you had something, back when we were kids. So it does kind of bring me back to that stuff, but it is also a pretty nice instrument. It's black, obviously. It's contoured. Again, it's got the reverse headstock, which is kind of a pain to tune, but you look cool doing it, I guess, right? Okay, so I'm going to hang this one up. All right. We got a 1986 Chevelle Model 4. We're right in Super Stratville, so we might as well stick right there. This is black cherry. It's hard to tell with the lights and everything. And even when you're right next to it, it still looks black. Okay. Really neat guitar. A lot of Jackson appointments. The pickups are stamped Jackson. The tuners are It's got the old Kayla roller saddle, trem system. Wasn't a great trem system, but it's got 3 on and off switches for the pickups. And this one also has a booster circuit in it. So I just changed the volume pot on this. If you guys own one of these and you need to change that you want to make sure you order a circuit board pot with the 3 pins, not the 3 eyelets, because the volume pot is actually hooked to a small circuit board, okay? Just a tip for you, so you can order the right part. I did a video on it too in my guitar repair file there if you want to check it out. And I think I probably even told the right value of pot to get, so you can check that out. I think it was 50K. I could be wrong, but that comes to mind. Again, just a neat guitar, really nice playing. It's got the, kind of flattened off neck in the back. It's not a big, pronounced rounded profile. It's got a nice width to it, but it's kind of squared off on the back. That was the Super Strat thing, They played fast and they felt good in your hand. Really cool guitar. Okay, let's check out a couple more. Okay, we got a Yamaha Pacifica here. This is fairly new. Very nice instrument. I mean, a very well-built instrument here. I love this blue color. It's the only guitar I have with that color scheme. This is equipped with Seymour Duncan pops. I love the headstock design too. I think that's so cool. Just a well-built instrument. Very nice appointments. Plays really smooth. It's got a nice, sweet sound too. All the way around, it's just a great playing guitar. No complaints at all. And it does have a push-pull I wanted to add. So you can split the humbucker in the back. And it's got a 5-way. Again, just a really fine instrument, well built. No complaints whatsoever. The fit and finish was really nice. The fretwork was really nice as well, right out of the box. So, very fun guitars to play, and not super expensive either. They won't break the bank, but okay, here we go. Still in the Super Strats here. This is 1987 Hamer Chaparral, made in USA. I don't even know if Rick Nielsen has one of these. You don't see many of these around. Seafoam green. That's not the original pickup in the middle. It had black covers. I just changed the pickup, so this thing is a great guitar. I've played hundreds of gigs with it. This has been to pretty much every show I ever played, or most of them. Those are Les Paul knobs too. I've got the original black knurled knobs that goes to it. Floyd Rose, high quality for sure. Nice neck profile. 3-piece neck too. I don't know if you guys can see that. Really stable. The headstock is, pieced together as well. Just a great guitar, like I said. I've owned this for a long time. Played a lot of shows with it. It's got a nice weight to it. And that one will stay with me forever for sure. The only one I've ever seen like this was on TV a long time ago. And John Cougar Mellencamp's guitar player was playing one. It was right about the same time that I got this one. So I'm thinking they probably are kind of rare. I know they're out there, but It's just not something you see a lot. So, really good one for sure. Okay, we got another Pat's caster here, and this is one I built. The body was $5 at a garage sale. It had a loaded pick guard in it, which I still have. That has Strat pickups, the 3 singles. It is marked with some numbering in the neck pocket. I didn't look it up, but it's a 3-tone sunburst and a really nice body. Full thickness. Really great guitar. So I put these vintage OBL hot rails in there. These are 500 series, patent pen and stickers, probably late 70s, I'm going to say, something like that. I bought this neck on eBay for like $50. It was new. I painted the headstock to kind of match the cream guard. And I also recently, this has a 3-way toggle, and it's got push-pulls for each of the humbuckers so you can split them. This is an amazing instrument, to say the least. One of the best sounding guitars I own, and very fun to play. The neck plays really well. The guitar is just, like I said, it's magic. And sometimes it happens. Like I said, I'm very lucky with that. Usually when I build something, I've had really good fortune of having them turn out nice and be something very useful and something that I'll end up keeping. And this is no exemption here. This is a really good one, folks. Okay, let's do one more Super Strat, and then I think we'll take a walk from there. Break it up a little. Okay. Valley Arts, Standard Pro, Pre-Samick. This is no exception, and this is one of the cleanest examples you're going to ever see. Literally no scratches. Serial number 293, 0293, Standard Pro. Everything's stamped Valley Arts, as well as the trem system, and it's got EMGs in it. Now this has the 7/8 body. It's a little smaller than the standard Strat body. Really comfortable to play. Really light and resonant. It's an amazingly well-built instrument. And I think they're getting to be quite valuable now. Now, if you look in the brochures on the Standard Pros, they came with a black scratch guard, and this one has a white one. And you couldn't just go buy that at a store because it's a 7/8 body. It's a lot smaller. So I think this one could have been ordered like that. I really don't know. I've never seen another one with a white guard. They did make a full-size body one with a white guard, but not the 7/8 that I know of. So again, some guitar history right there. Valley Arts, they were assembling these in California at the time. I think they were sourcing parts from different places, but again, very nice guitar. Mike McGuire, owned the company. Larry Carlton was in on that. I think Steve Lukather as well. They're out there, folks. Very, very well built, though, like I said. And it's been with me a long time. And only gets used in the studio, basically. I think I've played like 2 gigs with it, maybe. Not a lot. I always try to keep really good care of this one, just because of the low serial number and whatnot. But it still gets played, It's not a closet queen. But it is a very, very fun guitar to play. Okay, so I'm going to take you guys out of the camera stand here, and we'll take a little walk, and then I can give my legs a little break too. Okay, so there's the Valiats that we just looked at, the Super Strats, and now we'll into just Stratocasters mostly here. This is a Mexican Strat, Seafoam Green, really nice guitar. It has custom shop pickups in it. I know these two are custom shop, and I think that's a Tex-Mex down here. And I added the David Gilmour mod to this, so when you're in the bridge position on the 5-way, if you snap the toggle switch towards the neck pickup, like this, it will engage that pickup. So now you'll have the bridge and the neck pickup together. It's basically like a Telecaster in the middle position, okay? And I also add the tone mod for the bridge pickup. So this tone control will adjust the tone on the bridge pickup, which that's not normal on a Stratocaster either, but in my opinion, that's the one that needs it the most. So I always do that mod too. It's really simple. I've got videos on all this stuff, how to do it too, guys. Here we have a vintage Squire made in Japan. This belongs to a good friend of mine. He's had this for a long time. Now, these ones are sought after. These Squire guitars made in Japan are definitely well built. Now look, it's got Fender stamp trem system. It did have fine tuners on it too, because this is a lock-in system, which is also kind of rare. Very nice guitar, and it sounds great, plays great, and it's stood the test of time very well. Seen a lot of gigs. I had one, well, there's mine. Same thing. It was a Squire, not Japan. Mine was Korean, which wasn't as good as his, but I ended up modding mine and changing all the parts out eventually. But here's another Mexican Fender, big headstock, really skinny neck though, down by the nut. Not my favorite, but it's okay. It sounds nice. It's HSS. Then here we have this is a Squire model with a big headstock. This guitar has been modded too. Different pickups, Gilmour switch added, and the tone control to the bridge as well. Very fine guitar, plays like butter. It sounds really good. It's in quite a few of my videos. Play that a lot. This was my first electric guitar, which was a Squire Strat. That's probably the third neck on it. I just refretted the original one recently. There's not much left to the original other than the body and the pickups. I put a 2-point trem system on it. Changed all the hardware over to USA stuff, which I've done to most of these, you know. I just usually get rid of the tuners, put a set of fenders on it or whatever, and go from there. But that guitar is a rocker. That thing is just, it's got that extra 5 or 10% that a lot of them don't. And it's just dependable. It's always in tune, always ready to go. So over here, here's a different one. This is here's a Squire Bullet. I just noticed I don't even own an American Stratocaster, I guess. I guess I don't need to. I'm not sure they're that great anymore anyway, but I bought this at a tattoo shop. I don't have any tattoos, but the lady that was running the shop was selling this. I paid $100 for it, and it's mint green. It's not seafoam, and it kind of looks blue, but it's really green, mint color. Now, versus like an Affinity, this has a full thickness body like my old Squire. Now, a lot of the Squires have a thinner body, especially the ones coming out of Indonesia. And this one is a limited run, too. I've seen those trending for like $500. Whether they're getting that kind of money, I don't know. But I'm going to say this one's probably worth it to me. It's just a great playing instrument. Again, it's got the Gilmore mod, it's got the tone mod, and, I cleaned the frets up, and that's kind of what you have to do to the inexpensive ones. And once you get that stuff knocked down and out of the way, you got a good instrument. I mean, everything's made with a CNC machine now. They're all pretty close, so it's more about fit and finish and setup, really, where they all lack, I think. But they're great playing guitars, like I said. Just within an hour, I can turn one of those into a fantastic guitar. Just cleaning up the fret ends and doing a few mods. So let's take a walk down through this line here. Wow, we've been an hour. That's crazy. I knew I wouldn't be able to fit this all in one video. So here's some of my F-hole guitars here, guys. I love my 335 style guitars. They're just great. They're really versatile, really comfortable to play. They always sound great. I've got a few different options in those as well. We got these. I got a couple Ibanez here that are really outstanding. This is an old Art Star. Really fine playing guitar. It's got a great neck profile. Nice tone. Here's a John Schofield signature model. Again, really nice. It's got the black matte finish. It's got a little wider fretboard on it. Not a humongous chunky neck, but it's just a little different. It's fun to play, though. We got the D'Angelico here. These are great guitars, guys. I don't know if you've played these yet. This has got push-pulls on it, too, so you can split each pickup. Really classy look to it. Beside that, we got a Gretsch here. I think this is a made in Korea one. It's not super old. It's the only Gretsch that I've ever owned. I really like it. They're just different. It's not like a Les Paul. It's not like a Fender guitar. They just have their own little spot there in the tone world. We've got some Les Paul Juniors here. That's an Epiphone reissue, 57. Really fun guitar. And if I can weave my way through the mic stands here. Oh, almost went down. Here's some more Les Pauls. We got a Les Paul custom shop, Phantom. They only made like 29 of those, or 23. Couple standards here. Custom. We got the, my only SG in the collection is this Epiphone. It's supposed to be modeled after a 62. P90s. This is kind of odd. Says it's a limited edition custom shop. I didn't know they had a custom shop, but it sounds nice and it's a beauty. I'm not a huge SG fan. They just freak me out. It's so different when I hold on, set it in my lap or stand up with it. They kind of off balance too. Now this here next to it is kind of similar. This is a Yamaha Revstar. Very nice guitars here. Very well built. This has like a tone bass boost treble cut mod to it as well. It's got all kinds of tone. It really does, and it sounds great. That was given to me by my father. He didn't care for the stainless frets. He just didn't like them. I haven't played it enough to really notice whether or not it's going to be an issue with me, but some guys just don't like them. I know they eat strings a lot too. So anyway, here's a Paul Reed Smith Custom 24. This is an old one, probably around 90. It's got the 5-way rotary and the sweet switch. This was another one passed along to me by my father. Amazing instrument for sure. Here we got an old True Tone. This belongs to a friend of mine. That's a killer sounding guitar right there. I did a neck reset on it, refretted it. A lot of fun. If I can get down here, we have a First Act, okay? Paul Westerberg signature model. It's got Les Paul knobs on it. That's my little touch, but that has a really nice profile neck on it and just a cool body shape. Whoever designs guitars for this First Act, they do a great job. The body styles are just really, really cool. So there you have it, folks. I'll just kind of take a peek down here at a few of the basses I have. This isn't all the guitars. I have more, but I just can't fit it all in one video. So the black one down there is a Hamer bass, P style, and there's a Squire P, the maroon one. We have a PV Millennium here, and here we have a 1977 Fender Precision bass, all original, amazing condition, maple board, just a great guitar. Got the original case with it too. We got a straightened Jim up here. He's a little crooked, so can't have that. Okay, folks. Well, I think that's about all I can squeak in here for this session. So we're going to put a pin in this one. This is part 1. And I'm going to have to pick some stuff up so I'm not tripping over stuff. And the next video, I'll take you through all the amplifiers too. I got some cool amps here. And we'll go through all that stuff. And we'll dig out these. These are all full. There's acoustics in there. There's some electrics in there as well. So we'll have to dig through them and get them all out. And in my ISO room back here, there's some more stashed in there too. So I need to clean this room out. I'm probably going to try to do that within the next few days because I'm going to start using it again. And I'll have to find a place to put that stuff. As you can see, real estate is really valuable in here. This room's 36 feet long and 20-some feet wide. And she's packed right to the gunnels. And, it's just how it is. I have to keep reorganizing this stuff constantly to try to make room for other stuff. And, it doesn't take long to get swamped. Cases take up a lot of room, and that's what it is. But I can't fit all the cases in here. I wouldn't even be able to walk through here. So I leave the guitars hanging out for the most part. And that way, when I feel like playing one, I don't have to do anything. Just walk over to the wall, take it off the wall, and start playing it. 10 seconds later, if that ain't the one I don't want to play, I don't have to put it, back in the case, pull out 10 cases to get at one more. By that time, I've lost interest. So this way, it's just instant, Just walk over, grab one. If that ain't it, grab another one. And that keeps you, in the moment, especially when you're recording or even jamming, it's nice for my friends that come over to jam. They don't have to bring anything. There's always plenty of stuff here to play, plenty of amps and effects. And it's just nice, when you're done jamming, you just walk out of the door and go home, lug your coat. That's it. So anyway, folks, I really appreciate you guys checking out my videos and my channel. It's pretty amazing. 400 videos. I hope you guys stick with me for 400 more. I really do. I really appreciate all the comments and all the kind words and all the information that gets exchanged in the comments section. It's really cool. I must say, I've got one of the coolest bunch of people subscribed to this channel on eBay. And I mean that. You guys are the best. There's no bozos hanging around this channel. Everybody's really respectful. And if they aren't, they usually get plumbed up really quick. That's just the way it is. Just a great bunch of people here, and I really do appreciate everything you guys say and all the info you share with me. And I'm just trying to do the same thing. I'm just trying to pass this along. And, it's even interesting to some of my viewers that don't play guitar. They just like to hear that New England accent and listen to me ramble on about guitars, I guess. And say the word guitar with no R. It's A-H if you're from New England. So anyway, guys, I'm going to do some more cleaning. I got to get this place cleaned up in here, too. I've been doing some recording, so I've got stuff kind of in disarray and some stuff that's hooked up that I really didn't want to unhook because, I'm just going to be using it again really soon, which is the beauty of this, too. I'm the only one in here. I can leave my stuff hooked up, not have to worry about anything getting, changed around if I've got it, just so for cutting tracks or whatever. So, thanks again. I really appreciate it, guys. I'm going to get cleaning up here, and we'll get ready for round 2. We'll go through all those and all the ones in the ISO room, and, we can go through some pedals. I'd like to do a nice long video and just demo a bunch of pedals. Not just show them, but actually demo them so you guys can hear them. I've got a bunch of pedals I've made. A lot of cool stuff. So there's plenty of content. I'll never run out. I have friends that do the same thing I do here. So I've got all kinds of access to some really cool collections. And, that's kind of neat. I guess a lot of people struggle trying to find content to shoot, to keep it going. And some people can only do it like once a week or whatever. And I have not had that problem. I have not even gone through all the gear that I have in 9 months. So, and it keeps showing up, and there's always side deals going, trades and that kind of stuff. And like I said, I have some really, really close friends that have some really nice collections that have been really nice to me too, and let me demo some of their stuff, and welcomed me into their studio so I can do some videos coming up in their places too as well. So we're going to see a lot more of this stuff, folks. It's not just me. There's other people out there that are just as bad. So anyway, thanks again, folks. I'll stop rambling. I know it's been over an hour here. I really hope you enjoyed this. It's been a lot of effort trying to get this all in one video, but I did my best, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you on part 2. Okay, guys, be good. Okie doke.